Hello, it's lovely to connect with you today. My name is Leanne Peters. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. I founded Temple of Balance on the 25th of February 2005, which means on the 25th of February of this year we turned 19, which is pretty cool. So I am planning some big events in February 2025 here in Tasmania and some online. So I'm thinking of retreats, open days, events, exhibitions, that sort of thing in Tasmania. So if you have been thinking about coming to Tasmania and you've been thinking about perhaps coming to a retreat or something like that, maybe keep in mind that in February 2025 we'll be hosting some events. We won't be hosting any more live-in retreats like we used to host for various reasons. So it will be more like events, and you will be staying and organising your accommodation and food locally or wherever. So I will put out details for our February 2025 bigger events in the middle of this year. So keep an eye out for those. Some of you I know are already saving some of your dollars, so you can come down to Tasmania to visit and have and connect with some of those sorts of things. For those of you that can't make it, I'll host some online events as well. So I'm just feeling on what is the best way to go with these things. Hi Robin, welcome. Looks like it's just you and me here. So this will be fun. We'll see what comes up for you. So welcome. So I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia. And it is Monday, the 29th of January. At 11:15 a.m. So if you're new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing is using my cards. These are cards I created, the Speed of Light Oracle, that have been combined with my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. These have been combined to make a 110 card deck. So I'll be using this deck to find the best cards that the majority of us need for these last 3 days of January. So I'll pull one card for each day, for Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I will pull a theme card. I'm not pulling cards for individuals, so this is general guidance for everyone, and I trust that you've been led here for a reason. I trust that Something Shared supports you at this time, and I suggest that you take on board what does resonate and let the rest go. Think of this as a guide only. Hi Michelle, welcome. Okay, so the best card for Monday the 29th of January is this. It's an Animal Kingdom, and we have the elephant. The elephant is card 7, and it says family commitments. So for some of us, we might be connecting or reconnecting with or doing some organising or something around our family. So there might be family members we're preparing to connect with, or that we do connect with quite literally on Monday. So there's a family energy around. This also, the elephant, is quite the strong card, and I feel like too that it's helping or reminding us to go the distance, to stand our ground, to keep going. You know, there is this sense of taking our time, plodding along, going the distance, sort of walking or running the marathon instead of going for the sprint. So there's this sense of longevity, of endurance that's also coming in with the elephant as we're encouraged to keep going. No, it's definitely not the time to give up. Sometimes having a break is good, especially if things have become overwhelming. In fact, as soon as I feel overwhelmed or I'm starting to feel overwhelmed, I know that that means I have to take a break. So I have to follow that. I have to take a break. And in fact, it seems counterintuitive and counterproductive to take a break when we've got so much to do. But actually, if we're feeling overwhelmed and we've got so much to do, we're not even doing those tasks properly anyway. So if we can take a break, even if it's a short break, if we're feeling overwhelmed, take a short break, refresh ourselves, recharge ourselves, catch up on rest or whatever it is that we need, then we're going to come back more productive than we would have if we just stayed pushing through if we're feeling overwhelmed. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, it's a sure sign that you might need to consider taking a break. So before overwhelm kicks in, hopefully we can find our balance and just consistently go the distance without getting into that place of overwhelm. But see how you're going. It depends how you're particularly feeling. So that's for Monday. Tuesday, the 30th of January. The best card for Tuesday is this. It's a Speed of Light Oracle. And it's the Tree Maiden, card 42. It says endings or ending, surrender, growth and illumination. This card is an amplifying card, so it brings the spotlight down on something. So something on Tuesday may seem louder or bigger than it really is. It could be louder or bigger in a good way. It could be louder or bigger in a not so good way. So let's be careful we don't overreact. Now, if we've been feeling overwhelmed, we're also going to tend to overreact to things because we're on edge. We're stressed, we're busy, we need to take a break, but we might not be for whatever reason. So we can tend to overreact. So if you find yourself overwhelmed and you're too busy to take a break, which is understandable because that's what happens. If you're too busy to take a break, well, you might find on Tuesday or a short time later that maybe there's an overreaction to something. It could be an overreaction someone has to something we've done that is totally taken out of context and totally overreacted to, or it could be something we're overreacting to as well, or vice versa. In general, though, there is this feeling that something is loud. And something is loud on Tuesday because it's trying to get our attention. So it's usually loud for a reason. And things try and get our attention, especially things that may be not working in our life or things that are out of balance. They try and get our attention subtly at first. And if we're too busy, if we're too stressed out to notice, then it's okay. It's just going to get louder. And the next time it comes around, then it'll get louder and louder and louder until it just whacks us and forces us perhaps to stop or forces us to look at this thing that we've been avoiding. So if something's really loud, as confronting and as challenging as it can be, it's actually an opportunity for us to notice whatever this loud thing is. It just doesn't suddenly get loud. It's been tapping us perhaps on the shoulder for some time. We haven't been paying attention to it. It hasn't been that important perhaps. So by the time it gets really loud, it's basically an opportunity for us to see whatever this is, make some changes if we need to make changes, perhaps take that break that we've been avoiding because we're just too busy, and do what needs to be done. So this does highlight endings. There might be some endings that some of us are making on Tuesday or around Tuesday, or we might be considering them. And there is growth in this card as well. So it does bring growth if we have the courage to notice what's loud and we have the courage to close some doors in our life if that's what we need to do. So I trust that makes sense for you. All right, now our last day of January. Wowzers, the 31st of January for Wednesday, 2024. Feel like I'm going all zigzagging there. Okay, I'm looking for the best card for Wednesday, the 24th of Wednesday, the 31st of January, 2024. And the best card for the majority of us is, we'll go with this card. It's this Speed of Light Oracle, and we have Persistence, card 47. Patience, solution, question, answer, and night. We've been encouraged to be patient and persistent. This is not unlike the message from the elephant as well that came up for Monday, which is more endurance and going the distance. But it does require an element of patience and persistence. it also highlights, like the elephant, now is not the time to give up. So could be time to take a break. Could be time to reconsider things in our life. It could be time to look at things we've been avoiding or ignoring, but not necessarily a time to give up on something because it's too much. Now, if it's been too much for a while and we're over it and, you know, nothing's changed, we've tried to make changes and we're done with it now, then we're done with it now. You know, we don't need to push ourselves down into the ground with something that's just clearly not working. So we need to also assess and work out, is this thing working? Is this just the way I'm feeling? Am I just really stressed out right now and everything seems louder and worse and I'm overreacting to things? Do I just need to take a break to refreshen things up a bit for me? Or does this situation need to be closed now? So for some of us, especially if we're not sure, we might want to assess our life right now and just see how we feel. Now, if we are majorly stressed out and things are overwhelming and we have been overreacting and we've been thinking about just being done with it, then we may need to take a break first, because when we're overwhelmed and stressed out and things are just mounting up and we're carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders, there's only so much of that we're going to be able to carry before our back breaks. So a break may be needed first so that we can see, oh, maybe it's just the break we need. And in that break time, we can perhaps catch up on rest or whatever it is that we need to do that can give us a new perspective. So it can help refresh us, so we go back into the same thing refreshed. Maybe we need to make some changes so that we don't get into that overwhelmed state again too soon. Maybe we need to delegate some chores or some tasks to other people to help spread the load and take the pressure off us. So there is this sort of energy around. So let's be patient. Let's be persistent. Let's look for a solution. You know, let's be solution orientated. I know it's not really the trendy thing at the moment because it seems to be victim is the trendy thing. You know, I'm victim to this, I'm victim to that. No, let's look for a solution. Let's be solution orientated so that we can help ourselves move out of those spaces that are not working for us. So if we can take a break, if that's what we need. Now, some of us might not need to. We may have just taken a break, like I've just come off one. I don't need to take a break right now. I'm already feeling refreshed with a new perspective. So if you're feeling a bit like that, then maybe that's a good time then to really assess the problems in our life and look at those problems and figure out how we can find a solution to those problems. And what can we do to help ourselves through those particular problems and challenges in our life? Sometimes it means we close doors. Sometimes it means we just need to be a bit more patient for a little longer yet. Sometimes it means that we need to, stay persistent, keep enduring, keep going, keep giving it our 100%. So just depends really. It just feels like there is various things that are going on, but it's going to be up to us mainly to assess what we need in this particular situation. And it's going to be easier for us to assess more clearly what we need to do when we are fairly clear-headed. So just perhaps keep that in mind if that's applicable to you. So thank you very much. I'm going to pull a theme card in just a minute. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment, please share if you're inspired to. And if you'd like to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. So I've got my next card reading club coming up next week. That's next Thursday, the 8th of February. And my next online art class coming up on Friday, the 9th of February. Also, if you're in Tasmania, I've got my big solo exhibition coming up, which opens on the 28th of February and finishes on the 4th of March. So if you're in Hobart or Tasmania, you want to come to Hobart to see it, I'll be there each day. I'm going to be doing a bit of sculpting there as well. So please have a look on my website to find out more. If you'd like to learn more about my cards and the work I do at Temple of Balance, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. Okay, well, that's a good card to drop. Let's see if we get it. Okay, so the best card for the theme. The theme card will help bring these days together and help us see the bigger picture for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's the last 3 days of January, the 29th, the 30th and the 31st of January 2024. So the best theme card is this. Animal Kingdom Oracle, and it's the moth, the Emperor moth. This is an interesting card actually thrown into what I've already been talking about. It's card 14 and it says put things into order. This is usually talking about paperwork. So if there's a hovering pile or an accumulating pile of paperwork that's building up on your desk, or you've got files you need to sort out, or you've got tasks you need to do that are more, you know, let's say getting things into order, more paperwork kind of things, perhaps accounting, that kind of thing, taxes, this kind of obligation, then this is definitely a favourable couple of days to look at that stuff, especially if this stuff has been overwhelming you. If you've just got things backing up, if you've got bills backing up and your debt's backing up and you're really worried about that and that's stressing you and overwhelming you out, then this is where we go back to that patience and persistence card with the owl about being solution orientated. So getting things into order and sorting things out, especially the things we don't want to do, but things that are overwhelming us, like paperwork or taxes or debt or bills or that sort of thing, is probably going to be really important for us to consider and potentially actually do, to really physically take the action and put these things into order, that we will feel much better when we get things sorted out, we get the paperwork filed and managed, and we can see clearly the facts of what our debt is or what our bills are or what whatever it might be that's connected there. You know, sometimes we think it's worse than what it is, and it may be that bad, but it may be actually better than what we think. So let's line things up. Let's look at the facts. Let's then look at the facts there and how we can find a solution to help get those things into order if that's something we need to do. We're not preparing for the end. Now, some of us may feel like we're preparing for the end. That's the interesting thing about this card. We might think, like a part of us might feel, I'm preparing for the end now. And it's a strange kind of feeling. But actually we're not. We're preparing for a new beginning, and we might need to tie up these loose ends, get these things into order so that we can clear some of the clutter, not only in paperwork, if that's what this is for you, but clear the clutter, tie up the loose ends in our own head and our own life so that we can move forward more clearly. So something may be coming to an end, but there is transformation here with the moth, but it's facing those things that we've been avoiding, facing the things that we've been putting off, so that we can tie those loose ends up. So it's really interesting card, this, and very favourable to get things into order, to just get the paperwork out, stop procrastinating, stop putting it off, stop feeling stressed by it, the dooming, looming of it, and just do it. And then see what's presented, look at the facts, and then go from there to find your solution or a way forward, a plan forward, something, a way to better organise yourself or whatever it might be. So that's the Emperor Moth, our theme for these next few days. Thank you for connecting. Have a wonderful couple of days, and I'll see you again soon. Take care, and goodbye for now.